Good morning. I'm trying to find something to set my phone on because I'd like my phone to be a little higher, but I don't know if I'm gonna. Let me see if I can set it on this. All right, because I'm trying to find something to set my phone on, make my phone a little higher, and hopefully you all can hear me. Okay, that's a little bit better. Good morning. Okay, so good morning. Tell me where you're coming to me from. Give me your name and the city, state, or country that you're coming to me from. So I've been wanting to go on live and discuss this for a minute. And y'all, I had two clients cancel. This morning. So now y'all get me. Okay? Y'all get me coming on here doing this live. And then I got to return some emails. And then I got to take my daughter. I'm going to take my daughter to the mall. And I got to get my Apple iPhone repaired. So anyway, y'all get me this morning because two people canceled. So good morning. Tell me where you're coming to me from. First name, city, state, or country that you're coming to me from. I'm probably going to make the women a little upset today, but I'm going to do what it is I believe God put me here to do, which is be a truth teller. I deliver that truth with the greatest kindness that I can. But, I'm going to give you the truth. I'm all about critical thinking. I'm all about common sense. Like, it's the simplest of things. A lot of times when I do couples therapy, the one thing they say is, man, you make it seem so simple. Because it is. Because it is. It really isn't. But see, you're living in a modern day world that's full of chaos and confusion. And so that's why you believe, you got to go up and down and around the hill and go over the mountain and then do this and turn around twice and then slap yourself. And then, no, you really don't. You really don't. Sometimes it's as simple as this, y'all. I tell couples, act like you love each other. Like, that's it. You say you love each other, act like it. See, sometimes it's as simple as that. Okay, so welcome in. I'm talking to the ladies this morning. Okay, Michelle from Atlanta, thank you. Connie from Queens, good morning from Washington State, thank you. Seneca out of Chicago, Kentucky. Tracy from Sacramento, good morning. Angie from the ATL, good morning. Tamika from Virginia. Reginald Haygood, all right, from Atlanta, good morning. Patricia from Kentucky, there we go. Flint, Michigan in the house. You have to do what you got to do, yep. Okay. Oh, Tracy, I'm in Sac also. Small world. Good morning. Okay. So, yep. Trenton, New Jersey. Good morning. All right. You ready? So, I've been posting some content lately from Yada Awakening. He was most recently on Hardly Initiated on Sunday. And so I watched that interview. And the long and short of it is, that is the generation that I come from. So nothing he said in that interview was shocking or alarming. Like, that's all I know, right? That's all I know, being raised around a bunch of men, having a father, having a grandfather, having a bunch of uncles. That's all I know. Men going out there, men making it happen, men not sitting around and whining and crying and complaining, men making ish happen. That's all I know. So I am, to some extent, speaking from my personal experience, speaking from my worldview. And I know that's not everyone's worldview, but it is mine. And because this is my platform, I'm going to share it with you. Okay? So that's all I know. Nothing he said in that interview Sunday was alarming. I understood because I critically think exactly what he was talking about and where he's coming from. I totally get it. And let's add to that narrative that is what my marriage was. So not only did I get it, I lived it. That's what I lived. Staying at home with my children for 12 years and being the primary, educator of my children, cleaning my own house, working in my own garden, cooking all of our meals, buying all of the clothes, repairing those clothes, hand sewing them, picking up dry cleaning, balancing checkbooks and making sure, the budget was on point. I mean, any and everything. And it's a lot. It's a lot to manage a household well. Okay. So I had a male friend of mine recently say, oh, I'm not I'm not going off and working and taking care of another grown adult and so they can sit home and live a cushy life. So number one, that grown adult is your wife that you chose, and your children that you had. Number two, if she is a good wife, if she is Anita, because let me tell y'all something, Anita is a domestic goddess. And that's one thing I'm going to tell y'all right now. Two things. This is two truths. You ready? The truth of the matter is my ex-husband, he may not like me. He respects me. That's the difference. He may not like me, but he respects me. And number two, and he says it to this day, he said, Anita, I will never take away who you are as a wife and a mother. Top notch, 5 stars all day long. Right? And I was reckless with my mouth sometimes, y'all. Like, I'm going to keep it real on this live. I wasn't always respectful. I didn't like him like that plenty of times. I was reckless with my mouth. I would do some dumb stuff, you know. We got into some tussles here and there. But he was like, nope, overall 5 stars. You did what you were supposed to do as a woman, as a wife. You are an excellent mother. And y'all, I'm going to just take 3 seconds to pat myself on the back. Okay? 3 kids, all, you know, in their 20s. Nobody's strung out. Nobody's been to jail. Nobody's on drugs. Nobody's drinking alcohol. Nobody's pregnant. Nobody's had no kids. Okay? Everybody's educated to the best that they can be. Everybody works. Everybody saves money. Everybody takes care of their own portion of the house, the ones that live with me. Everybody cooks. Everybody cleans. Okay? I must have done something well. Because I don't have a lot of the problems that other people have with their young adult kids. Okay? So that's the one thing he's going to say about me. What's the one thing I'm going to say about him? I've never taken this away from him, y'all. And my ex-husband is a piece of work. Like, he can be a trip. He will provide. He is a masculine provider. He will lead. He will make decisions. He has a plan. He has a vision. That's why he got to where he is. That's why he got to multimillionaire status. Because he wants something. He sits down. He makes a plan. He has a vision. He has a purpose. And then look what happened, y'all. He took me. He added me to that equation, and I multiplied and mixed that thing up, and bam, that's what you got today. That's what you got today based on the foundation of what we created. Okay, so that's how that thing is supposed to work. So this idea of I'm not going to go off and work and take care of some full grown adult. What? That's some craziness. That's some craziness. That's blowing my mind. When he said that, and look, he saw my whole face change because I was like, I don't even know if I could be friends with you. I was like, it all changed in a moment. Like, really? This is what you really think? That you don't see yourself going off and working to take care of some grown adult. That's your wife that you chose. And y'all not going to want to hear this, but if you did not choose a good wife, if the woman you chose don't want to cook, don't want to clean, don't want to take care of the kids well and all that, no. Now you got to look in the mirror on that, just like I did. While my ex-husband was an excellent provider, and it was never a question in his mind that I would stay at home. Never. I never got pushback. It was like, great, wonderful. When do we start? like I never got any pushback. This man brought his check home every week, every 2 weeks, gave it all to me. I managed all the money. Never, ever. Because of who he chose. He got a good one. Okay? He got a woman that was going to do exactly her part, exactly what she said she was going to do. And I did it. So this idea of, I'm not doing this. I'm like, wow, you got to check yourself. You're not going to do this for your wife. You're not going to do this for your children, the people you chose. Remember this always. Okay, so Beauty is her name, 143. Yada Awakening. If you go to Hardly Initiated on YouTube, you're going to look up Yada Awakening, Yada's interview. Yes, somebody else put it in there. Thank you so much. Okay, but never got any pushback. Never got any pushback. Now, here's the second thing that has come to my attention. So apparently Yada has more than one wife. And I mean, I don't know what people want me to say about that. Y'all know I don't subscribe to that. It does not make what he said invalid. Okay? That's what critical thinking is. So people who think critically, they can know that two things can be true at the same time. It's called dialectical thinking. Two things can be true at the same time. I can agree with Yada's, sentiments about provider men. I can agree with what he said without agreeing with his lifestyle. See how two things can be true at the same time? So I was telling this same friend, I said, yeah, we don't critically think anymore. We're not dialectical thinkers. We're black and white thinkers. It's one or the other. So God forbid if Candace Owens should say something that actually makes common sense. A lot of the black community, nope, they will not take it in. They will not accept it as a truth because it's coming from her. But that way of thinking, that black and white way of thinking, is why a lot of y'all in the predicament y'all in. So you got to learn how to be a dialectical thinker. You got to learn how to let some stuff in from some people that you may not want to hear it from. That's why y'all in the predicament you in now. Okay, he said, I felt that reckless with words is the number one reason I would end things. Yeah, I definitely had to check myself. I had to check myself and have since. Okay. I want to thank you. I really underestimated a housewife. I mean, like I said, when you have a good woman, I mean, your stuff is, and look what I told my friend. This was really funny. I said, you know what? I'm thinking about getting a wife. He said, what? I said, I'm thinking about getting a wife. I can afford a wife. He said, what are you talking about? Yeah, I would love to have a woman come into my house, live here, and take care of everything pertaining to my house. And y'all, that's a lot. Not only that, I'm going to ask her to help me with my businesses. I'm going to ask her to do things with relationships in my businesses. Like, yeah, I'm going to ask her to make meals. I'm going to ask her to keep the house clean. I'm going to ask her to take my daughter to work when she need a ride. I'm going to ask her to pick up the dry cleaner. I'm going to ask her to be me 25 years ago. And here's what you're going to know. In 1 year's time, my business is going to triple. If I had me as a wife, my business is going to triple in 1 year's time. Okay? That's what a good wife will do for a good man. But see, a lot of y'all, you haven't seen it. You don't know what it is. You don't have a clue. And that's why people are pushing back. The men are pushing back. The women, y'all, I don't need nobody to take care of me. Let me tell y'all something, okay? Not only did that man take care of me for years. Now, let me kick a fact. I did not pay into Social Security, Medicare for years. All them statements that came said 0. I let that man take care of me because that was the man I chose. And here's now I got to go here with the women. A lot of y'all, it's like you won't step out on that branch. But a lot of it is speaking to the man that you choosing. The man that you choosing. Can I kick this? And y'all really not going to hear this. You ready? It's a lot of women. Y'all be hyphenating y'all names. You be telling on yourself. You be telling on yourself. You're telling on yourself that you may not feel completely comfortable with the man that you chose. You telling on yourself. Okay, that I don't fully trust the man that I chose. I can't fully rely on the man that I chose. I ain't fully bought in with the man that I chose. This hyphenating of your name, really? The hyphenating of your name? That's a sign. That's a sign. I I can't, take a year off after the baby because I got to make my own money. You telling on yourself. You telling on yourself. Okay, I wouldn't feel right. This is how I know. I ask women, yeah, would you consider staying at home? Well, I just, that would feel odd to me, not bringing in no money or not having my own money. And my mama told me and my daddy told me that I should always have my own. You telling on yourself. You telling on yourself. You are telling on yourself that either I never saw it, I don't trust men like that, I don't trust the man I chose. That's what you're saying. Like I said, I didn't make a good choice, and I still 100% put my life in that man's hands. But see, that's what truly feminine women do, right? We make a choice, and we ride it out. Like, we make a choice, and we say, yep, that's my man, 100,000%. If I need to stay at home, if I need to let him take care of me and let him take care of our family, and that's it. We roll with it. We rock with it. We learn from our mistakes, but it's like y'all got one foot on each side of the fence. See, I don't play those games. I do not play those games. Yeah, people don't want to build together anymore. Yeah, and that's exactly what we did. Can I be honest? When we met, he was in medical school. I was a school teacher. Wasn't making a lot of money, but, got together. And for about 2 years, I worked outside the home and he was in medical school. And then once he went into residency and we had our daughter, that's when the roles reversed. And they stayed there for 12 years. So, and again, plans were made, things were built, things were put in place. Yeah. Now, this is the part that a lot of y'all women ain't going to like. You ready? That's why I'm having this live. You must be willing and able to live within the man's means. That's where a lot of y'all are cutting your nose off in spite of your face. You will not pick a dark horse, because that's what I did, and that's what I'm encouraging you to do. Pick a dark horse. You got to know how to pick a dark horse. What is that? That is a man that, with careful vetting, right, and especially if you get help from others, people who are wise, they will tell you, hey, this guy's going places, right? I saw that in my ex-husband. I knew he was never going to be broke. I knew he was going to make it. Like, I knew that. I said, he's going to figure it out. He's going to make it. He's never going to be broke. He has a plan. He has a purpose for his life. He has a purpose for me. He has a purpose for his family. And I knew that. And guess what? I've had some people, they think that's a bad thing, right? They think that I had some sort of ulterior motive, or that's a bad thing. No, it's not. No. You should use wisdom and discernment to choose someone based on, character, which I fell short, but also on their potential just as a person, their potential as, a person, an earner, what kind of life you all are going to have. Yeah, that's called wisdom. You should take those things into account. We can't eat love. We can't use love to pay the mortgage. Okay? I'm just keeping it real. But you need to find dark horses. A lot of you all, you want the man to be ready-made, especially if you're young. If you're between 20 and 30, it's very rare. These between 20 and 30-year-old women, you all who want millionaire men, you're going to be waiting a long time. It ain't that many millionaire men between 20 and 30. A lot of y'all, most of y'all, 85, 90% of y'all ain't going to get no millionaire man between 20 and 30. And maybe not even between 30 and 40. Maybe between 40 and 50, 50 and 60 and up. Okay, the average, now this is a fact. This is a statistical fact. The average millionaire's age is 56. So if you're in your 20s and you want to marry a 56-year-old, have at it. But y'all be between 20 and 30, and you want a man that's a millionaire, that's a multimillionaire. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. So that's not going to happen. You need to choose a dark horse. You need to choose a man with good work ethic, with good morals, good character. You need to choose a masculine man. And you need to, add your gifts and talents to him. And roll that thing out. Rock it out. But nah, y'all, you're going to be waiting a long time. That's all I got to say. You're going to be waiting a long time. Can you speak to the Social Security and retirement while being a housewife? Were you negatively impacted in that aspect after divorce? Let's put it this way. I was well compensated. I was well compensated. I knew that going in. And now what I recommend is that if it is possible that the wife be put on the husband's payroll. So if the husband owns a business, I recommend that the wife be put on payroll. And that way she can be paying in to Social Security and to Medicare. That's what I recommend. There are ways to circumvent it. We didn't know that then, so I just sucked it up, but I was well compensated. Like I was well compensated. Like all of that was factored in when I got a divorce. Okay, I was very well compensated. I love your advice. I was on one of your lives and you said that you had told one of your dates that you enjoy spending time with him and you enjoy his time now and that you feel safe and taken care of. Yeah. Be the girl. Be the girl. Don't ever be afraid to be the girl. Don't ever be afraid to express to a man when he's doing things well. That's what you women suck at. You suck at that. You will not give a man points. You will not pat him on the back. And y'all have got to get better at that. But let me go back to my point. You need to live within the man's means. That's it. That's the whole live. I can click off now. Live within the man's means. If you chose a man, if you are currently with a man, if you're married to a man, and you scrolling on Instagram and looking at all this 50-50 conversation and all this other crap, if you want him to be 100% provider, you have to live within his means. That's it. I did. Let me tell you a couple of stories that I shared with this friend of mine. When we first got married and our daughter was a baby, we bought so we had the choice between buying a home and having a wedding before we got married. Okay, with the money that we had, buy a home, have a wedding. I voted for the home. I could give a fig about having some fancy wedding and trying to impress all of y'all. I could care less. I wanted to have a home to raise my child in and to build equity and to have something real. So that's what we chose. It was a kind of raggedy, broken down home that needed to be renovated. My husband and I renovated that home. Okay, it took about a year, but we renovated that home. Okay, we landscaped, renovated the home. So yeah, you got to be on a winning team. You got to be a teammate on a winning team. That's first thing first. Then for 2 years, we owned one car. And when my husband became a resident, it was either me drive him there. If we had appointments, if I had appointments, if my daughter had to go to the doctor or we had play groups, it was me driving him there and me picking him up. Or if we did not have appointments and I had friends coming over, I had girlfriends, I could ride with them. He took the car all day. We did that for 2 years. Okay. When I met him, I was getting my nails. I was getting the nails and I have not got them since. Okay. But I was getting I was doing the nail thing. I was doing the hair thing. I had a whole lot of hair down my back. So I was going to a hairdresser, getting my nails done and all that foolishness and, and just the whole nine. And guess what? He was like, yeah, all that, that gotta go. But guess what? I couldn't have no nails and maintain no nails and clean a house and take care of babies and all of that. So I never got it again. Haven't gotten it since. Because my hands are for practical use. They're not just for looking pretty. I actually do stuff with them. So gone with the nails. And I kept my hair and then I would cut my hair and then I would grow my hair out. I went back and forth with the hair, but there was a time where I cut my hair even when I was younger because I was like, I ain't got time for that. I have children to raise. I have meals to cook. I have things to do. And there are more important things than my vanity. But that's me. That's just how I am. That's how I'm built. I don't need to, don't get me wrong. I didn't look raggedy. I look great. I had a more practical look. I definitely had a more practical, clean look because I was like, I can't do all that hair and do my daughter's hairs. I can't, maintain no nails and all of that. I can't do all that. I can't maintain no lashes. I can't do all that. And thank God, thank my mom and my daddy that I'm blessed with good DNA, good genes. So, yeah, I'm never going to look raggedy, and couldn't go to the gym, had to work out at home, had to walk quite a bit. I used to walk and run then. I still walk and run now. So thankfully that kept my figure up, and I lived within our means. And that's what a lot of women do not want to do. Y'all don't want to live within the man's means. Okay? You don't want to live within a man's means. And that's what you cutting your nose off in spite of your face. Now, here's the thing. This is what I even tell young women. Partner with a man. Choose a man, partner with him, right? Come together with him. Bring everything you have. Let him bring everything he has. And let him know that the goal is that we are partners now, but the goal is for you to be a provider someday. That's it. That's my advice. Right? I partnered with my husband, and yes, he became a provider relatively quickly. Now, we had to live within his means. But now, he is a multimillionaire. Now, he owns 20, 30, 40 practices. I don't even know how many. Now, he, 100%, 1,000% provider. But yeah, that's what I'm asking you to do. Partner with a man and choose a good one, right? That's what the dark horse is. He may not be shiny and new right now, but he will win the race. Like something about this horse is going to win this race. And you have got to, like I said, choose well and find other people that can also vet that man. Okay. But that's what a lot of y'all do not want to listen to. You have to live within the man's means. And I can bring facts. I can bring hundreds of women. Denzel Washington's wife. I can bring, who else? Michael Jordan. I can bring, famous men that they met their wife and they weren't balling out. They weren't doing what they're doing now. Okay. And those women were a part of the foundation of their success. And that's what I'm asking you to do. And you will benefit from that success. And here's what I've told y'all this before. If you don't know, I benefited from my husband's success well after we were divorced. That's how great it is. Like that's how great a woman's contribution is. Well, after we were divorced, I benefit from my ex-husband's success. I benefit from it even now. My children benefit from it. So I benefit from it. So that is what being willing to choose that dark horse, putting that dark horse in your race. That's what it will happen. Okay. That's it. But a lot of women do not want to live within a man's means. That's y'all cutting y'all nose off in spite of y'all face. Glam Gal 79 says, what if you're in your 40s and the guy doesn't have his self together? I would probably pass because we're too old for that. We're too old for that. I'm talking to women between 20 and 35. What if you have a good man, but he's not ready to fully give all of himself because he's trying to work on himself? Let him go. Let him go. Let him work on himself. Right? If he's genuinely sincere in saying that, let him go. Let him go. Let's see what'll happen. A lot of y'all don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear, let him go. Let the man go. Walk away. That's the last thing women want to hear. That's the last thing women want to do. And yet, it's the thing that has the potential to get you everything. But y'all don't want to do it. You don't want to walk away. And here's the thing you need to know about a man who don't have his ish together, and you stay, and you willing to accept less. He think less of you. He think less of you because you put up with the lesser him. And guess what? He gonna go off. He gonna find a woman that will require more, and he gonna be with her. Because I don't work that way. Y'all need to know. If I'm dealing with a man and I don't like how I feel with him, I don't like how I'm treated, I don't like how he's doing me, I don't like, him not calling, not texting, not spending time with me, I go about my business. This doesn't feel good to me. And if he don't care enough about that to make changes, I go about my business. Checking in from Barbados. Hello. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you. Can you touch on the context of what it means to be a provider in 2023? Seems like paying all the bills nowadays is not enough. You need designer trips every week, etc. That's my point. No. To provide for your family is to do so within your means. It isn't trips. It isn't bags. It isn't, G-Wagons. It really isn't. And that's not 2023. That's from the beginning of time to the end of time. See, in 2023, they want to, social engineer it to mean all of this. It really isn't. Men who provide for their family, they provide the basics for their family. And that's what my ex-husband did. We had a place to live. I had food in my mouth. My children and I had clothes on our back. We had the basic necessities to live. Now, because we're who we are, he's who he is, and I'm who I am, like we're magicians. We make something out of nothing. But a lot of it was who we are, who I am. So he is a business owner. I am a business. That's who we are. And that's what I keep telling people. Like, this is just Anita. This is who I'm going to be. This is who I'm going to show up and be. That's just who I am. I can't be broke. I can't be busted and disgusted. That's not in my DNA. Same with him. So you put two people like that together, magic is made. That's really what people need to look inside of themselves and ask themselves, what is in me? And for the women, y'all ain't gonna like this. You ready? You're not gonna like this. But if you want to have a family, you need to be willing to sacrifice for your children. You need to be willing to sacrifice for that family. Like I said, if you don't know my story, for 12 years, I wasn't getting no nails. I wasn't getting no fancy hairstyles, no lashes, no designer bags. We lived with one car. For 12 years, I wasn't dressing fancy. I was not working. I was not owning my own business. I wasn't doing any of that. But guess who right now got 3 children in their 20s, ain't on no drugs, ain't having no kids, ain't never been to jail, don't drink no alcohol. Everybody work, everybody in school, everybody volunteer. Ain't nobody in trouble. That's called sacrifice. That's called putting good citizens out into the world. That's what's missing. But see, y'all want to rely on daycare. You want to rely on, basically institutionalizing your children at 6 weeks old. So like I said, this ain't popular. You ain't going to like it. And I'm still going to say it. I do not believe in ripping my child, my blood, my flesh and blood from me at 6 weeks old, 8 weeks old, 6 months old. I don't believe in that. And look, they call it postpartum. It ain't called postpartum. It's called ripping your baby from you. It's called, by nature, I'm supposed to take care of my young and I can't. It ain't no postpartum. It's called hormones, which is your hormones drop. Okay. But it's also called ripping your child from you. That's what's got you feeling sad. I'm doing something unnatural. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. So no, people ask me that all the time. Did you have postpartum? No, because I was with my children. Did you ever get set? No, I had strong oxytocin bonding because of nursing. I was nursing. I nursed all my children the first year. And yes, feelings came up because I oxytocin bonded. But no, I didn't have no postpartum. I didn't hate my kids or hate my husband or do it. No, because I was with my family. I was actually doing what God designed me to do. Be with my baby. Be with my children. Teach them something. Teach them how to read. My kids knew how to read when they went to kindergarten. They knew how to write. They knew their colors. They knew their numbers. They knew how to add. They knew all of that. The woman is the child's first teacher. They had character. They had morals. They knew not to go to school and cut up and act like fools. They knew not to tantrum and fall all out on the floor. Okay? They knew about God. They knew their Bible stories and all of that. See, these are the things that y'all, you want to compete with men. You want to do what men do. You're not designed to do what men do. You're not designed to do what men do. You're designed to do something greater. You're designed to do something greater. And you can't even see it. You can't even see that as a woman, you have the ability to do something a man will never do. That is your power. But no, you want to be out here in the workforce and do what men do. And then look, because hormonally, you're not built for the stress. That's why all y'all on antidepressants. That's why you sad. That's why you anxious. That's why you got all these issues, because you're not designed to do what men do. You're not. And I know this message isn't popular. This is not a popular message, but it's the truth. If you just sit with it, if you just sit with it and take it in. I'm not designed to be under a level of stress and anxiety and weight. And then these men, well, I can't take on all that weight. The weight of the world was built for shoulders, not hips. The hardest thing, based on the Bible, that a woman was made to do is have a baby. Something a man cannot do. Cannot do. But no, y'all want to put that down. You want to put down the thing that is most powerful about you to go out here to do what men do. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm doing my business now because I do believe it's a part of my divine purpose. But can I tell y'all the truth? It's Thursday. This is my first day in the office. I come in the office on Thursday. And I come in here on Friday. And then I come in here Saturday morning till noon. That's it. That's what I be doing. Like, can I keep it real? Other than doing these lives and making content here and there, I work on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning. That's it. That's what I can do. And that's what I can do well. Okay? Like, I can't work 60, 70 hours well. I can't deliver good work, good content, good counseling well doing it 60 hours a week. I do it for about 25 hours and I do it well. Like, that's it. That is what's in me as a feminine to do. I don't go out here and compete with men. I don't try to be them. I don't press myself to work morning to night. I'm not a work mule. Look, and y'all, this really made me mad. So this friend sent me this video of these women in China and how they work in the forest and they have to strap logs and trees on their back and they have to strap them to donkeys and all this hard work they be doing. Yeah, look at how these women work. See, this is what you could do. This is what you capable of. Just because you can do it don't mean you should. That is not God's original design for the woman. And he thought he was making his point. Yeah, this is what women are capable of. No, it's not. That God did not design women to do that. We were born into sin. The devil has dominion over the world. That's why all this nonsense is happening. Because the devil is down here with us. He got thrown out of heaven. And now he done made men women. He done made women men. He done destroyed the family, destroyed the children. It's pure chaos. And so don't send me that mess. Don't tell me just because someone's doing it that's how it should be done. It shouldn't. That's not God's original design. It's not. So no, we're not gonna. And he don't believe in any of this. So that's why I said this conversation's over. Like we're not even from the same worldview. We don't have the same biblical perspective. I can't bring the Bible into conversations with people who are atheists. So we're not aligned. That's it. And he's entitled to believe what he believes, just like I'm entitled to believe what I believe. But no, that was not God's original design. Nope. So we are completely out of order. And then we're wondering why we're broken down. We're wondering why our mental health is suffering. We're wondering why, women are suffering, men are suffering. Like, it's not even just women. Men are suffering. Men are suffering. All right, let me go back to y'all's comments. That's where I left off. Do you think it's a red flag for women to work but not contribute to any financial matters? I think that you have to have an understanding between the man and the woman. So at this age, I don't require that a man just come in and pay all of my bills. I'm a grown woman, he's a grown man. What I require is that we partner together, that we pool a percentage of our money together. That money is used to pay for our household and our bills, and we pool that money together based on income. So if that man made more money than me, he would put more money into the pot. Okay. And, 9 times out of 10, that's what's going to happen, because I don't tend to date men who don't make as much money as me. But that's just me. But based on what we earn, we'll put a percentage in together. We hold a percentage back, because now at my age, I have what I call personal expenses that I would not expect that man to pay. I would not expect him to pay my car note. I would not expect him to pay my student loans. I would not expect him to pay for things that are going toward children that I made with some other man. So I would not expect that. But whatever our joint, expenses are, yes, we would provide for that. And that's just me at this age. But you all know that if you are a woman who wants a husband, you want a family, that's a whole different story, because you all know my story. I would never have accepted that when I was in my 20s. And I didn't. I was looking for a man that was going to pay 100% for our household, our expenses, was going to give me a stipend. That's what I was looking for. That's what I got. Okay, so it's going to vary based on age, based on if you've been married before. There are some stipulations there. Is this take us to church Thursday? It is take you to church every day. Because when you see me, you see God. When you see me, you see Jesus. When you see me, you see righteousness. So that every day that I'm on here is take you to church. Oh, he said, going back to chores, have a great day. I can deal with no car, but my maintenance is self-care. I do want to be a stay-at-home mom. Okay, but you have to choose someone that you can live within his means. So I wouldn't choose someone making 50,000. I would choose someone making 75, maybe 80, maybe 90. Choose accordingly. If you're saying, hey, I'd be willing to sacrifice in these areas, but not in these areas, choose someone accordingly. That's all I'm saying. But y'all are choosing regular men, because that's what's all that's out here. 95% of men are regular, and you want 5% income treatment. That make it make sense. That don't make no sense. Okay? That don't make no sense. And that's all I'm saying. Make it make sense. Your perspective on motherhood is empowering. Thank you. Because let me tell you something. That is the greatest thing I've done with my life. That is the greatest 25 years of my life. And it saddens me, y'all. And nothing makes me sad more when I hear women talk about their kids like they're a nuisance. Talk about their kids like they're a nightmare. Like they didn't create them. That's what really be tripping me out. These are your kids. If they are problematic, it might be you. That don't make no sense. You talking about your kids like a dog, and you are the parent. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I love my kids. I created them. I created up until now who they are. How I'm going to be hating my kids and, oh, girl, can you believe the school is out? I got to spend all day with my kids. That says a lot. That says a lot about you. And some of y'all shouldn't have no kids, but that's for another discussion. Some of y'all shouldn't have no kids. Not for these feminist streets, they can have that. Yeah. Yep. But no, some of y'all shouldn't have no kids. I was told women have had babies in the field and kept working. My response was, however, that isn't for me. Again, that's not God's original design. And that's what I'm on. And a lot of people hate when I say that, because they're like, oh, you are pie in the sky, rose-colored glasses, Pollyanna, oh, none of that's going to happen. None of that's possible. Yo, I'm God's daughter. Like, that's all I know. That's all I know is to do things God's way, even in 2023. Y'all think that's antiquated. You think that's outdated. I have to be his child. I have to do things his way. That's how I'm going to get the most out of life. And y'all don't understand. When we're talking about Jesus, when we're talking about God, he is the same yesterday, today, and forever. It don't change just because it's 2023. See, that's what's getting y'all in trouble. You want to change up the way we do things based on the year, based on whoever's in office and all that other foolishness. That's why you in the predicament you in. Because you refuse to stand on biblical principles that work. So no, No, this is not the way God intended it. This is not his original plan. And if we could get back to that, we may find happiness. We may find joy. We may find love again. We may find commitment and marriage and family and all things good. But as long as y'all want to keep changing up everything, depending on this, depending on that, and this is happening, that's happening, now we do it this way, now we do it that. That's the problem. There is no consistency. There is no certainty. Y'all just depending on, we wake up one day and then you this, and then you want to be called that, and then you want, it's crazy to me. It is absolutely crazy. And look, a couple years ago when they were talking about what is a woman, I was like, okay, it's official. Y'all done clean lost your mind. Clean lost your mind. I want my hands broken, my shoulders are heavy, and I don't want no parts of being masculine. I want to rest solely in my feminine. Amen. And that's, yeah. The world makes us feel as if being a mother is for the weak, but we're the most powerful operating in our purpose. It's our strength. I love being a woman and a mother. Same. But see, you cannot live by worldly principles. You cannot succumb to the culture because you are movable. I am immovable in God's plan for my life. I am immovable in God's word. I don't care what the culture is doing. I don't care that the culture says, have sex by the third date. And don't have any definition of what the relationship is. Don't be married. Don't even be engaged. Don't even be in a relationship. Like, I never thought I would see the day where men would get free sex. I never thought that day would come. And yet here we are. And y'all, when I tell you, I see the craziest looking men, unemployed men, dusty men, overweight men, ungroomed men that it disgusts me. And these men have women. And these women have children. Not just like, somebody had sex with you. Somebody had sex with you probably more than once. Because a lot of us ain't getting pregnant on the first time. Like, you getting some pee. Like, my mind is clean blown off that these men are getting some pee. Men that, in my opinion, have not earned it at all. Men living at home. Men living with their grandmama and their mama getting some pee. It's like mind altering. But here we are. Here we are in 2023 where a man don't need to look good, don't need to be about nothing, don't need to have nothing, and he can get some pee. Wow. What is some good books that you recommend for couples to read together? I've read Make It Work by Tony Gaskins. That is an excellent book. I have that book out there on my shelf. What's another one that I recommend? 8 Dates by Dr. John Gottman. That's an excellent book for couples to read together. It is meant to be read together, and you are going to go on 8 separate dates. And it's going to talk about what you're going to do on each of those dates. That's a great book for couples to read together. Okay, how do you know when it's time to let go of a marriage? Whew, that's a tough one because God hates divorce. He wants you to do any and everything in your power to save your marriage. But if you're new here, then you may not have heard me say this. And there is one reason that I co-sign, you getting a divorce, and it is abuse. If you are being chronically abused in your marriage, and abuse can be physical, it can be mental, it can be emotional, financial, it can be sexual. Neglect is a form of abuse. Infidelity is a form of abuse. Okay, so if you are being chronically abused, then yeah, it's time to walk away. And if you've done everything you can to address the abuse, so that's the second part. You wake up to the fact that I'm being chronically abused. This is something that's been happening more than once, twice, 3 times. But then you have to do something about it. You have to say, hey, this feels abusive to me. This feels neglectful, this emotional, infidelity, this physical infidelity or whatever. This is abuse. And you do everything in your power to deal with it. If it doesn't get better, you do go about your business. You separate from that person. But we're not seeing people do that. Too many people are not doing that. Yeah, you do everything in your power. And remember, it takes one person to break a marriage, but it's going to take 2 people to fix it. So guess what? If that other person will not fix it, if they will not do their part, then you go about your business. You go about your business. I don't believe God wants you to be miserable. I don't believe he wants you to be abused. Like, you're going to have to go about your business. Principles never change even when society changes. Exactly. But we're not living by principles. People think that we have to evolve the definition of relationships and marriage based on society. Nope. The principle doesn't change. Exactly. Exactly. The Bible doesn't change. God's design for marriage hasn't changed. It hasn't. But the modern day culture is teaching us we need to, evolve. We need to change. We need to. But see, what works. Like, why would you need to change what's working? Like, that don't make no sense to me. What I'm doing is working. It's effective. I feel good. I'm in joy. I'm in peace. I'm in love. Why would I change? Like, why would I change what I'm doing? Huh? That don't make no sense. What's the name of the book? Author, 9 separate dates, eight dates. It's called 8 Dates by Dr. John Gottman, Gottman. Okay, 8 dates. Thank you. Thank you for putting that on there. All right, but ladies, like I said, this is the PSA to y'all. You want someone to provide for your household and your children, you got to live within that man's means. And like I said, when my ex-husband and we bought that first home, it was raggedy. It was raggedy. It was raggedy, y'all. Like, I think about it even now. I couldn't live in that home. But back then, it was raggedy. We had to renovate it. We had to work on it as our money would let us. And we had to just piecemeal, go from room to room and thing to thing. And we had to work on that home. Yes, it will. It will. We had to work on that home. And, and it was small. Ooh. So we lived in this home. It's called a Cape Cod. This tiny little Cape Cod home. And look, it had 3 levels. So it had a basement. It had that main level, which is where we spent most of our time. And then it had this like little narrow staircase going upstairs, like to the attic area that was finished. And it had 2 rooms up there. And so one of the rooms was his office. The other room was like, I guess you could say it was my office, but it was more like my meditative space, my workout space. It was that space. And y'all, I kid y'all not, that home was tiny. And then look, you had to go down these little bitty steps to the basement. And that's where the washroom was and his workout area and his treadmill and all of that stuff was down there. But it was mainly that main floor. That's where we spent most of our time. And it was tiny. And I was as happy as a lark. I tell people that all the time. The time I spent staying home with my children, that was the happiest time of my life. Even now. And I love my life. I love my life right now. But it's something about that time, y'all, that just made me feel good, made me feel purposeful, made me feel wanted and needed, made me feel powerful. Something about that time. Even now, like I said, it just don't compare. I just felt good. I felt so wanted and desired by my children, by my husband. And it just, like I said, I can't even hardly put words to it, but I just felt good. I felt really good. I felt like I am in my divine purpose right now, being with these kids at home all the time. But it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. If you can just truly step into that completely, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But a lot of women, y'all don't want to live within that man's means. You don't want to support. Maybe there's a common goal that you have. But see, a lot of you don't want to support that. It's about you. It's about your goals. It's about your career. And this, see, but it's a lot of career women out here. I am not a career woman. I am a woman with a career. There is a difference. And I tell men this. Stop choosing these career women. A lot of men are choosing career women. And then, oh, she can't cook. She don't clean up nothing. She don't feed my kids no healthy food. And she don't barely take care of them. And she take them to daycare all day. Even on the days she off, she take them to daycare. That's a career woman. But see, what you need is a woman with a career. And a woman with a career is an entrepreneur mindset woman, is a woman who's going to come up with creative ways to make money, or she may one day work outside of the home, but her family always comes first. My family always comes first, even to this day. Even to this day, I can't tell y'all how many times Somebody got sick, somebody got hurt, somebody had an emergency. I have to call my clients. Hey, I can't come in today. I got an emergency here at home. I'm going to shift some things around. I'm going to reschedule you every single time. I still do it. My mother had to have cataract surgery a couple months back. 2 times. The first, she had the first eye, then the second eye. I switched some stuff around in my schedule. I can't do it. Got to take my mama to get cataract surgery. And then look, had to sit there with her all day. Had to sit there with her the next day. My family comes first. My family comes first. And that is like a needle in a haystack. Like women, because again, y'all are trying to be men. You're out here trying to be men. You're out here trying to do what men do. You're trying to compete with men. I don't want to compete with men. I don't want to compete with men. I want to stay in my lane, do what I do. No, I'm not interested in being a man. My relationships are most important to me. My friendships, my family, my dog, my cats, that's most of my neighbors. That is what matters to me. That's why I live and breathe. And yes, doing this, being on live, being a therapist, creating content, that's good too. But y'all, you want the truth? You want the truth? You want the real truth? Here's the real truth. Let a man come along right now. And I'm saying this on this live, right? I'm going to save this live. Let a man come along right now and let that man have his life together and then some. Let that man court me. Let that man say to me, Anita, I love what you're doing online. That's cool. And, I think it's great what you're doing, but I got something bigger and better. I got something I want us to do together. There's something bigger and better. There's a bigger impact you can make other than your platform. And if you want to be with me, if you want to be my wife, because I want you to be my wife, I want you to be with me. I want us to do this thing together, but it will require you giving up your platform. Y'all, this platform will go dark. It will go dark. That YouTube channel will go dark. I will go about my business. Okay? Let that man be the man that God sent. Let that man be the man, everything I've ever wanted. Look, I'll make a live like this and be like, so this is the last live. This is the last live. And, I'm just going to leave the channel up and y'all can, I'll be gone. And it's a whole lot of women out here. Y'all can't even relate to that. That right there would trigger you. What? You're going to leave your path? You're going to leave what you did and this, you're going to walk away and that? Yep. I sure would. I'll go clean about my business. Because look, he got something greater. He got a greater vision, a greater purpose, a greater calling for the two of us to walk out together. And honestly, if I'm being honest, I tell people this all the time. I tell men this all the time. That's all I've ever wanted. That's all I've ever wanted was to partner with a man and be a part of something greater together. That's all I've ever wanted. And a lot of men that date me, they don't even know that my intention is to come alongside them and to build something together. But see, if those men don't have anything going on, or if they mishandle me, they fumble me. That's what a lot of men do. They may have something going on. They may have a dream or a goal, and they see, oh man, Anita, she will come along and blow this up. And then they fumble me. They fumble it. They don't know how to properly. And I'm like, all right, bro. Well, I can't help you. You done acted a fool. You done dismissed me. You done ignored me. You don't. So yeah, I got nothing for you. But that's all I've ever wanted. That's all I've ever wanted is to meet that great man. That man have a plan, a purpose, something bigger than the two of us. But we come together and we do it together. That's it. I'm happy as can be. And yeah, this thing will go dark. Y'all would be like, Anita hasn't posted in months. Yeah, because Anita's not posting no more. Anita's gone about her business. Anita has found her purpose partner, her kingdom spouse, So maybe that's the last post. The last post is the wedding. The last post is, the wedding, and then I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna go about my business. And you may see me in something else, but that will be something else that me and my husband are doing. So that may be another thing, another platform, it may be something else. That's what you would see. But if he said, no, I want you to come away from this. I want us to do this together. I believe this is God's plan for us. This is the vision I have. I'm out. I kid you not. And a lot of women get triggered when I say that. A lot of women, what? You would leave? Yep, I sure would. Close my practice down and everything. And he like, yeah, I got you. You don't need to do that. I got you, and we'll get this thing going together. We'll create something together. If you need me to have you until that happens, I got you. I'm going to go about my business, y'all. And look, that man could live anywhere. He could live here in Virginia where I live. He could live overseas. He could live clean across the country. Yeah, you're going to have to move to where I'm at. Okay. Okay, I sure will. But a lot of women don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about that. There's a big fear in you. There's a fear in you of submitting to that level. You have no idea what it is to submit to a man to that level. It takes courage. It takes bravery. It takes making a good choice in a man. It takes trust, right? You have to trust that man. You have to admire him, respect him. Remember all the 4 things I told you. You have to check those boxes. Do I like him? Do I trust him? Do I respect him? Do I admire him? I would not marry a man that all those boxes were not checked. Is that man masculine? Does he have a vision? Does he have a plan for his life? Is he actively working that plan? That's what a lot of ladies don't understand. That if you do things the right way, you lay your life in that man's hands. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. That's exactly what it's about. You shouldn't be marrying a man that you cannot do that with. So that's a big problem. If you're out here marrying these men and you don't trust them, you don't like him, you don't respect him, you don't admire him, that's on you. That's on you. You can't even blame him. You picked him. You married him. You had kids with him. We have to have a level of accountability and responsibility. So that's it. But I will be clean gone. Y'all will be like, dang, Anita done left. She done gone about her business. I sure would have. And I'm saying it on this live. So y'all don't mess up a year from now. Y'all be like, Anita said that she was going to be gone. And she gone. Yeah. Yep. I'm out. So nope. I've been working since I was 13. I'm ready to retire. I love being home during the pandemic. I'm 38. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Let my kingdom spouse come along. I'm dropping everything. Same. See? See? I'm good. Like I said, I would not choose a man that I could not fully submit myself to. And I'm talking in every area, financially, physically, sexually, mentally, emotionally, all of it. I would not choose a man that I could not submit myself to. She said, I would be just happy with one that wants to build in general. Yeah, but until then, ladies, create a life you love. That's it. Create a life you love. Do not choose a man that you cannot check all 4 of those boxes. And as sad as that is for me to say, you're just going to have to keep working and keep creating a life that you love. Okay? Do not get into a situation where you have to, I'm not going to use the word settle because that's what everybody keeps saying, but that you have to diminish or lower yourself for. I wish you the absolute best life has to offer. Thank you for your positivity. Thank you, B. Anthony 77002. I appreciate you. But, yeah. The 4 boxes that need to be checked. Do I like him? Do I admire him? Do I respect him? Do I trust him? I will not be with a man in a committed relationship or married that I cannot say yes to those 4 boxes. You should be able to say yes to those 4 boxes, and then you submit. You sit down. You let him lead. Again, this friend, well, I don't understand. There's a lot of good men out here, and I don't understand. Y'all women are overlooking 80% of the good men out here. Anita cannot be with a man who cannot lead. Period. I cannot be with a man who is not masculine and who will not lead. That's it. And that's like 5 or 10% of men. So I have to be patient. We are in an epidemic. Men are in a crisis right now and don't even realize it. There is an agenda to feminize men. There is an agenda to make men weak and soft and pliable and compliant. And you don't even realize it. And women have to care about that because now we don't have strong men. I talk about that all the time. It matters to me because I'm worried about my daughters. I'm worried about myself. We're not creating strong, independent men. We are creating weak, docile, feminized men. Men who don't work, men who won't go to school and educate themselves, men who don't read, men who don't process their emotions properly, men who can't fix anything or use a gun or it's crazy to me. Change a tire. It is absolutely crazy. But that is where we are. And women need to care about that. It is not a man problem. It's an us problem. We have to care about that. Do I like him? Do I admire him? Do I trust him? Do I respect him? That's the last one. Do you respect him? Okay, but we have to choose well. We have to choose well. We have to choose better. Because if we don't, and like I said, I'm telling you this from experience. I paid for the choice that I made. Only I paid the cost. I paid the price of that. And my children, to some extent, they paid the price of that. So we have to choose better. And that's the greatest lesson that my divorce taught me, is I have to make a better choice. And when people say, that was 20 years ago. Oh, y'all, and I burned my divorce box. I burned my divorce box on Monday. Monday was the full moon. And if y'all don't know this, full moons, you can have rituals around full moons. One of the rituals that I encourage people to do is let ish go. Let stuff go. Write letters and forgive people. Burn things. Let things go on a full moon. And that's exactly what I did. I pulled my divorce box out of the garage and everything in it, and I burned it. So y'all stop asking me about my divorce because I'm over it. I have let it go. Everything associated with it, the PI files, all of it, I burned on Monday. So I'm good. I let it go. But yeah, do I like him? Do I trust him? Do I admire him? Do I respect him? That's the last one. Do I respect him? And that's huge. Okay. She said, I care about a man being good with his hands. That's a big one. Yep. So whatever your thing is, I have learned. So here's the funny thing. I have learned to respect men. Although they may not be good with their hands, they can pay for people who are. I've learned that because that was my ex-husband. He wasn't super handy. He wasn't, super masculine in that area, but he paid. He paid for people to do it. So either way, I respected the fact that he made it happen. That's all I wanted. Hey, this faucet is leaking. The toilet is running. And he's like, okay. And he made it happen. He called somebody and got somebody to the house and paid for it. So to me, that makes him masculine. He did what needed to be done. That's it. So that's what I respect. Okay. But yeah, whatever it is that you need, whatever it is that you like, that's what you like. Okay. But ladies, that's where I am on this 50-50 discussion. You have got to live within a man's means. And that's what y'all don't want to do. Y'all truly do want it all. And what you have to understand about life, you cannot have it all at the same time. I went through a period of time, I want to say it was about 14 years. 14 years where, like I said, I didn't get my hair done, didn't get my nails done, didn't, get any massages, didn't get any facials, I had to live within our means. And now, life is good. We didn't go on a lot of fancy trips. I didn't, get any designer bags. Not that I want designer bags because I don't. But yeah, Perfume is my thing. I really love perfume and I love expensive perfume, but didn't buy any expensive perfume for 14 years. I made sacrifices. I made sacrifices for my children and for my family. And it was the best thing I ever did with my time. So that's what modern women do not want to hear, that you have got to live within a man's means. And you all want these provider men and you want them to pay for everything, but then the lifestyle you want don't fit the money that he made. So this is what my grandfather used to say, you got champagne taste and beer money. That's how my grandfather used to say it. And he was right. He was right. Like, no, you got beer money. You get beer. You don't get champagne. You don't get Dom Perignon. You get Bud. That's what you got money for. A lot of women are trying to be the lead and it creates chaos. Agreed. There are several factors in place here. Job markets, economy growing together, not just the destination. The journey is what creates it. Agreed. Yep, you have to live within a man's means. That's it. That's it. We cannot have everything all at once. My whole life has been that way. My whole life has been piecemeal. I had this here, now I have this here, now I have this here. Like, that's what women will not accept. You cannot have it all at once. So no, I cannot be a good stay-at-home mom and fly off to Dubai every weekend and be a good wife and, like, come on, and not pay no bills. Like, yeah, that's what y'all are not understanding. And then I'm going to leave it here because I got to get going. I got to leave here at 12 o'clock. This is the biggest part of all. A lot of y'all are afraid of 100% provider men. You have to deal with your trauma around this. A lot of y'all are scared of men. You are scared of men. You are scared of being submitted. You are scared of healthy fellowship. So let's talk about that. A lot of y'all have great men. You have men making money. You have men that if you wanted to stay at home and live within their means, they would be like, great, as long as you're handling everything related to home. And y'all are scared. Wow. What if this, what if that, what if we get a divorce? Okay, well, I'm sitting here telling you, I stayed at home 100%, did not bring in any money, and I eventually got divorced. And I didn't die. I wasn't homeless. My kids weren't out on the street. And now I'm doing pretty good. So, okay, that's a chance that you would take. Life is risk. That is a chance that we all take. But y'all are scared. You're scared of letting me. And then this is the second part. Well, then he gonna be in charge. He gonna rule over me, and he gonna do this, and he gonna. That's nothing but fear. And I don't know where that fear comes from. Maybe that fear comes from your mama or your grandmama or somebody that told you, oh, don't let a man be the sole provider because then he owned you and he run you and he in control of you. That ain't nothing but fear. Because can I be real? The person who was technically had all the power in the situation was me. It was me. My husband was not ruling the house with no iron fist. He was out working. He was bringing his check home, and we was doing what we needed to do to build something. That's it. Wasn't nobody on no power trip. I wasn't on no power trip. He wasn't on no power trip. Because like I said, he really didn't have that much money to begin with, but we was living within his means. But a lot of y'all are fearful. That's the truth of it. A lot of you are fearful. You can't handle no 100% provider men. Can we be honest? Y'all can't handle no 100% provider men because your little ego. Oh, you gonna tell me what to do and this and that. Like I said, I am a truly submissive woman. Tell me what to do. Can I be real? Tell me what to do. Make some decisions. Tell me what the plan is. Tell me how we gonna execute the plan. Tell me everything. That's what true submission looks like. See, a lot of y'all don't know what that is. A lot of you don't know what that is. You want to make all the decisions. You want to make all the money. You want to be in charge. And you also want all the stress to come along with it. I don't want that. I want to sit at home and play with my kids. I want to watch Barney. I want to look at SpongeBob SquarePants. That's what Anita want to do. I want to try new recipes. I want to work out in my garden. I want to walk my dog in the middle of the day. I want to take naps. That's what true. Y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know about that life. Okay. She said, this really spoke to me. I'm dating a man who says he wants someone to build with. We both come together. Okay. I say go for it. I want my man to provide, protect, and lead. I tell whoever I'm dating is good. That part, I've been considering that. I've messed up a situation with a really great guy. I wasn't able to tap into my emotions in a healthy way because of trauma. See, a lot of us, we fumble. Somebody bought a bag. Angie Fit 40, thank you so much, sweetheart, for buying a badge. Yeah, she said love naps. Yeah, same. That's what I be wanting to do. Y'all be wanting to go out here and work like mules. I want to take a nap at 2 o'clock. And look, back when I was married, now this is TMI, but I'm going to share it. Back when I was married, I don't know what it is about me, y'all, but I am my horniest at around 2 o'clock p.m., like between 1 and 2. I don't know why. Like every day between 1 and 2. That's when the feeling hit me. So my husband, if he could, sometimes he would come at home. He would come home between 1 and 2 and it would go down. And look, and he would leave me laying there and I'd be clean asleep. I'd be knocked out, y'all. And I trained my kids that was right around the time that they would have their nap. But yeah, something about me, something about my body that between 1 and 2, that's when the mood just hit me, y'all. The mood hit me right around 1 and 2. Because I don't know, I just be at the peak of my energy. It'd be hard at night. And sometimes in the morning, I'd be like, well, but it's something about that 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock p.m. And look, the old folks call it afternoon delight. They call it afternoon delight. That's my time right there. That's my time. Okay, so I know that's TMI, but still. So that's why I need a husband. Okay, I need a husband, y'all. Because still, between like 1 and 2 o'clock, I'd be like, dang, I need a husband. I need a man. So anyway, but yeah, that's what I want to do. Y'all want to be out here slaving for some other man and making other people rich. I ain't trying to do that. I don't want no parts of that. I want to work for me and my husband's kingdom. I want to work for our legacy. I want to work for myself. I want to work for him. I ain't trying to work for nobody else and make somebody else rich. So I don't know what y'all be on, but like I said, I'm born and raised in a different time. And I'm just here to share it with y'all. Okay? But yes, it's possible even today. I know a couple right now that's doing it. I know a couple that they are in their early 30s. And the husband works at the post office and the wife stays at home. They have 2 children and they are working it out. So that's in 2023. And again, you're not going to live no high post lifestyle. You're not going to live no super fancy lifestyle. But she wanted to be with their children. She wanted to make sure, especially now, you can't have no other person raising your children. It's crazy out here. She was like, yeah, I want to be with my kids. And they are working it out. And look, she have this one little gig that she do. She have this little gig that she do from home. And it's like 10 or 12 hours a week. But it brings in a little extra something. And so, like I said, that's fabulous. And I told her that. I'm so proud of y'all. That is fabulous that you're working it out. It is possible. But I'm going to be real with you. You're not going to live an Instagram lifestyle doing that. And that's what's getting a lot of people in trouble. But see, this couple, they don't have social media. They don't have social media. They don't be on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or none of that mess. But they have a good life. You can have a good life. So that's it. I'm going to let y'all go. But I had to share this because we're going to have a lot more discussions about this whole provider, 50-50, like all this foolishness. Y'all already know how I feel. You know how I feel, which is, yes, I come from a different time where men did men-ish. That is what it was. It wasn't a question. It wasn't like a panel discussion. Men are going to go out and do what they do. And, and if a woman who is traditional wants to take care of the home and her family, she's going to do what she do. It's never a question about meals being made or the house being clean. Even now, that's never a question. That's my home. Of course I'm going to take care of it. That's my children. Of course I'm going to take care of it. And a good man is going to say, that's my wife. Of course I'm going to take care of her. Like all these questions, and it just is amazing to me. All right, last comment. Miss Anita, I'd say that's why what you said about do you respect him is so important. Submission doesn't necessarily mean you agree, but that you trust and respect the man's decision. Precisely. That's why you have to respect him. You have to trust him. You have to trust that he's not going to lead you off a cliff. Okay? But a lot of you don't trust your men. You don't respect them. You don't like them. And you don't admire them. You don't like how they're living all on their own. So of course you're like, oh, I don't want to join that. I don't want to join that ship. I don't like how he's managing his money. I don't like how he's keeping his place. I don't like how he's, working his job, or he has poor work ethic. Then don't be with him. Don't be with him. Like, can I be honest? Why are you with him? Why are you with someone you don't like? Why are you with someone you don't trust? Why are you with someone you don't admire and you don't respect? Don't be with him. That's the hard truth that a lot of women need to hear. But I guess because you got to have somebody, but it's backwards. It's incredibly backwards. So I hope this was helpful. I'm going to save this live. I want to thank everyone who joined me. I want to thank the person who purchased a badge, because I so appreciate you. You all can buy a badge. You know that, right? You can buy a badge for these free teachings. So today, let me finish this by saying today is the last day, and you're going to see some posts pop up on my timeline. Today is the last day for you to get coaching sessions at a discount. This is the lowest price coaching sessions will ever be. You have today to reach out to me and get in contact with me to purchase sessions. And you have until the end of the year to use those sessions. As of January 1, all of my coaching and my therapy practice, all of my businesses, the price will go up January 1st. I have not raised my prices in 4 years. It is time. I am working with a brand specialist. I am working with a business coach, and it is time. That's what they have told me. You have not raised your prices in 4 years. You have got to raise your prices. And so I will be as of January 1st. All of my prices in my coaching practice and my therapy practice will go up. Second thing I want to announce is that group coaching is coming back in the month of December. I spoke with a couple of clients of mine and they said, what about group coaching? What about group coaching? Group coaching is the most affordable way for you to work with me. Okay, so group coaching will be back every Monday in the month of December. $20. It will cost $20 per session, and we will have 4 sessions. Those sessions are 90 minutes. I will curate content for those sessions. We will have teachings in those sessions. The last 30 minutes of those sessions are for question and answer. Okay, so bring your questions, bring your concerns, bring everything you want to those sessions to work with me. December 31st, it is all over. The prices will go up. And I will make some changes to my business. I am still working on my website. Y'all, I had to fire the website developer and hire a new one. Like, this thing is never ending. They've been working on the website for 3 months. It is absolutely crazy. Yep. Yes, in January, I will stop seeing individuals for therapy. So I'm seeing individuals now until the end of the year. And then in January, I will do couples only. Okay. So Alta says, I like the group coaching. She did the group coaching. I want you to encourage other people to check out group coaching. But you'll get more information about that tomorrow. Is December 1st. I will be sending out an email to everyone on my newsletter. If you are, I'm sorry about that. I got a call. Please go to the link in my bio so you can sign up for the newsletter, but I will also post it on Instagram and my YouTube channel and my Facebook. So group coaching will start tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's December 1st. It will be every Monday evening at 7:30 p.m. And so if you want information on group coaching, DM me, email me, but reach out somehow, some way. I will get you signed up for group coaching and I will email you the link about an hour before each session. All right. So I look forward to seeing you in group coaching. Thank you so much today for joining me. And as always, stay open to love.